Today I'm going to share with you how you can make your very own completely natural and organic wild rose and raspberry infusion perfume. So what you will need for this beautifully fragranced wild raspberry and rose petal infusion is some wild raspberries. And when you're out picking the berries, make sure they're nice and fresh, but you don't have to use the premium ones in this. You can use the ones that have gone a little melted or have broken apart, and make sure you eat the really beautiful ones. And we want some wild rose petals. We're also going to use an organic vodka. I'm using this Prairie organic vodka, as well as some distilled water. And this is really simple. So all I'm going to do is mash these raspberries. And if you notice with wild raspberries, they are just wonderfully fragrant. Make sure you don't use any berries or roses that have been sprayed with pesticides. You want just the pure berry and rose essence to infuse. And we're going to put that in a little jar. And even get out every bit of that juice there. And quantities don't really matter. You just, depending on the size of jar you use, you want about half filled with raspberries. And then we're going to stuff it with these wild rose petals. Get them down there good and tight into the raspberries. And then we're going to watch the liquid as we add the water, and we want about half filled. Just add a little bit at a time. And we want it about half filled with water. So it's about a 50-50 mix of water and vodka. And then we're going to just slowly add in our vodka until it comes all the way up to the top. Just going to push that down with the spoon. Completely covered. I'll just add a drop more of the vodka. There we go. And just hold it down for a few minutes, or really a few seconds. And make sure that it's all submersed, and it's already turning a beautiful color. And it smells so good. Now we're going to put a lid on it, and then we're going to let it sit in a sunny window for at least 3 days. You can just keep an eye on it and watch, and you'll notice that the rose petals will start to lose their color, and right about then it's time to strain it. Okay, so it's been 3 days since we started infusing the roses and raspberries, and the sunshine didn't cooperate quite as well as I wanted it to, but we're going to take a look at this here now. And as you can see, the rose petals have lost their pink because it's all infused into the distilled water and alcohol. Oh, and it smells so good. So now it's time to strain it off. I'm just going to use a fine mesh strainer. I'm just pressing all the liquid through. And I especially want to press it out of the rose petals. I'm not going to press the berries too much because I don't want too much of the sugars or sticky residue from the berries. So I'm mainly going to press on the rose petals here. There we go. And just look at this beautiful rose and raspberry infusion. I wish you could smell it. Just take a smell. Mmm, so good. Alright, so now you can just put it in any kind of little perfume bottles. I'm going to use these little tiny cute cork top perfume bottles, so you can just use it like this and put it on your finger. But you can also put it in little spray bottles or any little pretty perfume atomizer. And then you have your own beautifully fragranced, completely natural, wild rose and raspberry perfume. So here it is all bottled up, and it's so beautiful. Just look at that color, and the fragrance is just lovely, and it's completely fragrance free. There's no fragrance chemicals in this, just beautiful wild rose petals and raspberries.